So CNBC just reported that aggregators like companies like Thrasio and Heyday and Perch are raising billions of dollars to buy mom and pop stores on Amazon as they build up all these products and businesses in order to create one big business that they themselves may sell later on. And there's a frenzy out there for companies like this buying all these businesses. It's kind of crazy. They're even offering things like Teslas as incentives in order to incentivize small business owners to sell them their businesses. Now, if you want to be a part of that buying frenzy, I'm going to share 3 things you'll need to do in order to be able to do that. Now, the first, of course, will be to build an Amazon FBA business that they want to buy. I know that may sound pretty intuitive, but there are certain things from our meetings with these companies that we know that they're actually looking for. Now, the first thing they're looking for is a pretty specific, but also a wide range, so don't worry about that, list of financials. So as far as EBITDA goes, so earnings before taxes and dividends, they want to generating about $250,000 to $30 million a year in profit. Now, if you don't have financials, you don't know exactly what your profit is. They also are looking for companies then that just generate anywhere from $1 million to $150 million in overall revenue. They know these businesses, the models pretty well, and they know what the profit margins tend to be or what they can get them to. So as long as you are selling anywhere or get to the point where you're selling at least $1 million a year, which is just a little over $80,000 a month, then you're a prime candidate for one of these companies to want to acquire you. Now, in addition to that, one of the most important things, other than how much money and profit you're generating, is something that they call a review moat. Think of this as building enough reviews that it puts a moat between you and your competition, so it'd be very difficult for any of your competitors to eventually catch up to you. That's why you see so many people in this space doing anything they can in order to get reviews, even doing a lot of black hat tactics, such as buying reviews or incentivizing people to give them reviews by refunding them or giving them gift cards. They know the value of reviews. That's why companies are now doing this and putting their businesses at risk. So we don't recommend doing anything like that at all. You just want to make sure you build a product and a brand that is high quality, you give great customer service so that your reviews will naturally build over time. And if you can get up to a point where you have a lot more reviews than your competition, that also checks one of the boxes that these investors are looking for when it comes to a product or a brand to buy. Now, in addition to that, they want to make sure that your revenues are coming 80% from Amazon. Now, we used to think that it was companies that would also sell on their own websites, such as Shopify and Amazon, and maybe even Walmart or Target. We used to think that companies really wanted a company that was really diversified, selling all over the place. That's not what they told us. Since their specialty is Amazon and they know how to improve the supply chain for Amazon related products and also improve all the different tasks it takes to ranking and advertising products on Amazon, their specialty is Amazon. Well, it makes sense then that they want to primarily focus on companies that are doing 80% or more on Amazon. Now, they're also right now focusing on US-based businesses. So while other marketplaces out there on Amazon, such as the UK marketplace, Japan, the German marketplace, those are all great places to sell. They still want to focus on the US marketplace. So what they told us is they want to make sure that about 65% of your sales, if that or more, are coming from the US marketplace. That checks another box that they're looking for as well. It doesn't mean they will exclude you from considering you for purchase, but they're just looking for companies that are primarily selling on the US Amazon.com marketplace as well. Now, in addition to that, they also give us some products that they don't want to buy. They pretty much buy just about everything, but there are certain areas that from their experience, they're either kind of fraught with chances of fraud or bad tactics from sellers going out there and doing lots of things they shouldn't do. So they avoid these types of products. One of those would be beauty, like any kind of like beauty creams or lotions. Another would be nutritional supplements, diet aid, things like that. In the past, and I think a lot of us who've been on Amazon for a long time, we've seen sellers really do some underhanded tactics in order to improve their sales and take down listings of their competitors. So these aggregators buying these businesses, they just decided they can stay away from them. There's plenty of other opportunity in every other marketplace out there. So they just avoid beauty creams and lotions and any type of supplements, vitamins, and diet pills. So if you're looking to build a business, I would avoid those categories right now. Now, there are also some other areas they stay away from just because they don't see enough opportunity. And one of those would be grocery. Even though you may have a really well-performing grocery brand, it's not the type of product that they want to buy. My thought is it's something they probably can't scale because the way that they're able to scale other businesses is increasing order sizes, getting cheaper shipping costs. When it comes to grocery items, you can't always increase your storage because there may be an expiration date on the products, for example, so it doesn't fit their model as far as what they can do to improve it. And then beauty and shoes, products like that, any product that has a lot of SKUs or individual variations, they also tend to stay away from. Probably because it's a little more difficult to advertise those and scale sales when you have tons of different variations. And again, they also have to invest a lot in inventory in all these different variations. So they kind of want to stay away from those as well. So stay away from beauty, supplements, grocery, and then any type of product like shoes that has tons of variations. But every other product out there, which the majority still fall in, are prime candidates for these aggregators wanting to purchase your business. Now, the last thing, kind of ties to what I talked about as far as them not wanting these product lines with a ton of SKUs, is they actually like a handful of SKUs, anywhere from 1 to 3 SKUs. And SKUs is, the technical term is stock keeping unit. Just think of it as a product. They like buying companies that have a single product doing really well, or maybe just a few, 2 or 3 products. Any more than that, again, doesn't mean that they're not going to consider purchasing you, but they really prefer to focus on companies with just 1, 2, or 3 products, because again, they can focus on them themselves as well and scale those up instead of buying a company that has a dozen, 20, 30 products that they then have to have an entire team try to go out there and scale sales on as well. So the first of the 3 is you need to build an Amazon FBA business that these investors want to buy, and just listed off those things. The second thing then is once you do that, and it doesn't have to be right away, you want to get your business set up both with a good business entity and a good financial structure. Doesn't have to be complicated. As far as a business entity, it just means if you're selling it as an individual seller, in order to be more acquirable, it makes sense to set up an LLC or S Corp or C Corp. Just set up a good business structure. That way your company is protected, you get all the benefits of being a business, and then it's also a little bit easier to acquire as well. Again, you don't have to do this right away, but once you're up and selling and being a bit successful on Amazon, then that's the time to go out there and kind of get your business set up so it's structured correctly. Then you also, if you can, use some type of basic accounting software. I still use QuickBooks. It's really simple to use, and you don't have to go overboard recording every single sale you make. Just go out there and record your deposits from Amazon every 2 weeks. That kind of detail is enough to get going on here, and it starts giving you a chance to keep some good financial records for your business. Eventually, if you're able to, again, not right away, but once you're generating enough income and profits off your Amazon business, you could even consider hiring an accountant to take care of that for you, and that way it leaves you to focus on just growing your sales and your brand to increase the value of the business for a company looking to buy you. Now, of course, you want to make sure that you keep your business and personal expenses separate. That's just good practice for any type of business out there. And then if you can, control your costs. Again, another good thing to do for any business. But if you're looking to grow your sales and turn this into a business that's worth a lot, and if your profit is a factor of what a company is going to want to pay for you, then it makes sense to control your costs as well when you're building your business. And then finally, the third thing to do is once you have your business ready to sell, don't just sell to the first person or first company that comes to you. There are around 30 different companies as of today. Right now, we're in August 2021. There's 30 companies out there that are looking to buy businesses. It was just a handful over the years, though. Over the past couple of years, it's turned into 30, generating billions of dollars in sales of businesses right now. So there are a lot of options out there. So don't just take the first company that comes to you. I would shop around, at least talk to 2 or 3 different businesses and see what they're willing to offer you. Then, once you do get your offers, don't just take the highest bidder or what may seem to be the highest bidder. 2 reasons. One, we've heard some situations where a company, in being a bit overzealous, wanting to buy too many brands, they may overextend themselves and overcommit to what they can buy. So once it comes time to close, and it takes anywhere from a few months to a year to actually close on the sale of the business, that company may not have the cash to pay you anymore because they've been counting on buying a whole bunch of brands, growing their portfolio, maybe getting more investing, and it may not have happened. And so really, you want to make sure that the company buying you has the financial means to do so. And then secondly, also the offer that these companies give you may not be easy to compare apples for apples. One company may just say, I'm going to give you X amount of money and then wipe their hands and they're done with it. Other companies out there, one of them that we have worked with is Thrasio. They give you kind of a tiered buyout approach where it's a significant amount of money up front. Then a year later, it's another cash payment based upon the performance of your company. And then another year later, another cash payment as well. It may seem like you're really spreading out the money. That may not seem to be what you want to do, but it actually helps you out, because if they're able to grow your business using what they know, you get to benefit from the growth of the business after they take over it. Personally, I like that model, but it may not seem that good to you if you're looking at just a bigger cash payment up front. But I just want to make sure that you compare all the options, understand they may not be apples to apples, so you may have to look at them and kind of project out what you think the brand can do, and talk to them, get their ideas on what they think that they can do with your brand. If there's a future cash payout, ask them what that will be, so you can get a better understanding of what the real payout will be. So those are 3 things to do. Build an Amazon FBA business that investors want to buy using what we talked about here. Make sure that you have your business set up with a good business entity and financial structure. And then third, when it comes time to sell, make sure you don't take the first offer and you look at the companies looking to buy your business, because there are a lot of them out there. You do those 3 things, then you have a great chance of selling your business for a lot of cash to any of the investors that are out there in 2021.